All right, guys. So a question came up asking about style sheets and that connection. And so I thought, you know what? It'd be easier for me to just do a quick video for it. So here goes. You guys already know how to set up your site. So as you can see, my site is set up. I have inside of my site, I have the CSS folder, the images folder, and the index.html folder. And if we wanted to look at what it looks like inside of our either your Explorer, if you're on a Windows computer, or Finder, if you're on a Mac, I'm on a Mac. So this is what my Finder looks like. So inside of my Finder window, I can see I have the CSS folder. It has nothing in it right now. I have the images folder, which should have your images, and I have the index.html folder. Okay. So what I need to do is I need to attach the style sheet, right? So what I can do is I'm going to go to, so we have our HTML document. I'm going to go up and create a new CSS style sheet. So I'm going to go to File, New. I'm going to choose CSS. I'm going to choose Create. And so all I needed was the style sheet for the purpose of having a sheet to connect and to link to my document. So I'm just going to go to File. I'm going to go to Save. Making sure it's in the correct folder, which actually yours should be defaulting here to the quick web demo underscore LRF or whatever your folder name is. Mine's named that because this is a quick web demo that I'm doing for the purposes of this video. So having that, I'm going to name this. I'm going to name it styles.css. All right, making sure it's in my, making sure that what's displayed is my local root folder. What I'm going to do now is I want it to go inside of my CSS folder. So I'm going to click inside of that. Now I will see CSS as the folder that's up here. That's the correct folder. I'm going to hit save. Once I have it saved, the only purpose of that again is so that I can make a sheet to link. So what I'm going to do is close this out. And now I have the index.html file. Now if we look inside our browser inside of, Dreamweaver, inside our little files panel, we'll see that the styles.css is indeed inside the CSS folder. To further check that out, we'll go to our actual Finder or Explorer, and I can choose, click on CSS, and I can see that that CSS folder is indeed inside of my local root folder for this one. So that's great. I'll move that back down. And the next thing that I want to do is we need to attach. So now we have the CSS over here in the CSS folder, but how does it attach to our HTML? And the place that we're going to attach this to is inside of our head element, right? So there's a head element from here to here. Inside of the head element, so what I'm going to do is right after title, I'm going to open this space. I'm going to hit return so that now for me it's line 6 where I have that space. But right before your closing head is where you're going to put your style sheet. So what we can do here is we can go ahead and type out the tag for link. That's what this is. And now we need to tell it, hey, browser, here's where you find that style sheet. So we're going to do that by giving it the href attribute. If you're using Dreamweaver, you're going to go down to Browse. You can click Browse, and it's going to go through your whole structure. Or you can just click on the CSS folder because it's here for you. Now, you might be like, well, how does it know that that's the CSS folder to go into? That's the importance of setting up your site. So if your site is set up, it's only going to be in that folder or in that site that you told it to be in. So it's going to look for the CSS folder in there. So that being said, I'll go ahead and click CSS. Now it went into the CSS folder and it notices, hey, there's a style sheet called CSS.styles. Is that what you want? And I can say, yeah. And the other way is to just type this all out. So either way, it's going to work. So I'm going to hit space. I need another attribute in here. I'm going to tell it the style sheet type. And this is style sheet attribute. And you'll notice that it's not popping up. And the reason it's, sorry, you know what? Because I used the wrong one. Oh, I went too fast. Sorry. I'm going to tell it its relationship type. REL. So I need to give it to the relationship attribute. And like I said, you'll notice it's not popping up because you don't really have to have this. This is like that extra step. But I'm going to say style sheet space type. All right, and the last attribute that I'll give this is going to be the type attribute. And notice it comes up, it helps us out. It's like, hey, do you mean, is it the text CSS? And I'm going to say, sure, that's exactly what it is, right? So once I do this, right? So now this is the element or tag that I just created, which is the link. The link needs to have an href, kind of like images. How images can't function on its own, it needs something to tell it what to do. So I have the link attribute saying, hey, browser, I need you to link something. The href attribute saying, hey, this is where this file is located. I need you to go into this directory, the CSS folder, and grab the styles.css style sheet. Then what's its relationship? Well, browser, it's a style sheet. And then what type of style sheet? Type. And then for type, we're saying, oops, guys, I'm so sorry. Hang on. Oops. So what type of relationship is a style sheet? It's just a style sheet. And then what is the type? It is a type text inside of the text folder. Or sorry, also a text. It is a CSS. So that's pretty much how you would link them. Now, once you link them, I tell you, it's Saturday, guys. It's late. My brain is fried, I think. All right, all right. So once you have the type of style sheet, you're telling it, hey, it's a text style sheet and it has CSS on it for your rules. And just again because I messed up in my typing earlier, I don't know what I was thinking. So anyway, it is a link. You're telling the browser that the link is located here. That's what the href attribute is. What type of relationship does it have? It is a style sheet. And what type is it? It is a text with CSS on it. So that's really all this is saying to the browser. Once I do that and I hit save, notice up here, I want you to look up here. Notice up here, you just see index.html. You don't see anything else yet, right? I haven't saved it. I just told it, hey, this is the style sheet. Now watch what happens up here when I save it. So I'm going to just hit Command S. So what's supposed to happen up here is there's supposed to be another link that shows. But if I click on something else, it'll show. Okay, so I just clicked on something else and notice that CSS, the styles.css is up there. Okay, what this does inside of Dreamweaver, which is really cool, is you can click on it and you'll go to that styles.css. You click on it, you go to source code. Styles.css, click on it, go to source code. Styles.css, click on it. So now I can go back and forth. Now they are linked. Okay, so now my source code is linked to my styles.css. And if I go into here and I start creating stuff, let me actually open this so we can see what it looks like. So I'm going to go to this file. This is what our site looks like right now. We don't have anything in here. However, we will. So if I go to body and I say, I want there to be a heading. Maybe I want this heading to say, what did I name this so far? I named it Quick Demo. Okay. So maybe if I save this, now you'll see I have the quick demo, right? So what I want to do next is I want to apply some styles. I don't have anything in here yet. Let's put some stuff in here. So I'm going to go to my style sheet and I'm going to say, hey, you know what? Body, I want to be a color. So I want body to have a background color of sky blue. Aqua was there. That's okay. Okay, so body's gonna have a background color of sky blue. I'm gonna save that, make sure I save it first, refresh. Now I have the background color of sky blue. If I wanted to do something with that H1 tag, I would target that one. And then maybe I would say color, navy. Maybe I would say size, something ridiculous like 3M. So I would save that and then I would refresh that. Oh, look at that size. Oh, gosh, guys. I would say text size, and I would save this, and then I would refresh it. And then nothing's happening. Let me see. You know why? Check that out. So what I would really say is font size, and then I would change it. So So yeah, and look at that, look at that. So trying to do code from memory, sometimes things happen, and you don't remember. So that's so cool. That's how we're all human. But so font size. But if I was really stuck on this, guess what I would do? I would go here, and I would go to W3 Schools, and then I would search for it so I would know exactly, hey, oh, I made a mistake. What is font size? And I can actually use this little search menu, or I could actually just search in here to figure out, hey, I need to know my type. It didn't type in right. I need to know, how to type it or whatever. And I would look for it in there. So anytime we, have those moments, I have them all the time where I forget what something is, or just it's just Saturday. I could be tired, but anyway. So that's how you would attach that style sheet to your HTML, and then you would style it. And then what you would turn into me, you would see, it's going to have that style side CSS. It's going to have the images, and it's going to be attached. So when you zip this folder, when you're done and you go to compress this folder, it's going to have all of this in there, in one single compressed file. So that's how you link that style sheet, and that's how you make sure that it links to your HTML. You're going to put the styles in first. You're going to check it. You're going to make sure that it works. But this is really the steps that you take. So hopefully this helps you out. Let me know if you need any other assistance. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you guys' projects. Excited.